My name is Don Pope Davis. I am the Dean of the College of Education and Human Ecology. The scholarship celebration that we have in our college is one of the most uplifting events we hold each year, along with commencement. This event brings together donors who make the dreams of higher education a reality for our students with a significant impact. Each spring, students complete scholarship application forms where they explain key details of their lives, what they are studying, when they plan to graduate, how they intend to leverage their anticipated degrees in the future, and much more. Across the years and the thousands of student applications, the most consistent theme is this: without your support, the full financial burden of being a college student today would be impossible. This simple fact is something we all know. It's true for students across the country in just about every college and university. Here in EHE, as we push boldly forward in our commitment to ensure equality for all students, scholarship donors and student recipients are absolutely central players in this effort. Those of you with resources and a commitment to paying it forward light the way for a younger generation that can now more fully focus on their studies and academic achievements. Donors, you have provided the lifeblood for our students, allowing them to focus on their education and pursue their dreams of making a difference in the world through their growing expertise in the domains of education and human ecology. Students, so many of you have expressed in your application essay that without donor support, you would be working second and even third jobs just to get by with the bare minimum. Sometimes you need help with rent, other times tuition, and much more. Many of you have written about your parents and the sacrifices they have made to support you in your academic pursuits, especially those of you who write about being raised by a single parent. You share deeply personal parts of yourself when you apply for these limited funds, and I want to congratulate you on your courage in doing so. I also want to say how impressed I am, not only by your academic and extracurricular activities, but also by the fact that you never cease to keep your goals of helping others, your parents, your future students, or your future clients at the center of your vision. You are truly representative of the best of the best, and EHE is proud to walk with you in your journey. I am delighted to have this opportunity to convene this celebration. I would like to thank you all for taking a few moments to step back from the urgencies and the granular detail of your everyday life. Let us take that step back and look at what we have done together and talk about what we will continue to do. We all stand on the shoulders of others who have gotten us to this point. Let us remember them now and continue to build this remarkable community of committed and dedicated citizens. Thank you and welcome to this event. We are grateful for your contributions.
I am an out-of-state student, so the scholarship money has helped a lot. Here at OSU, I've been able to be part of the Mount Leadership Society Scholars Program. I'm a part of Momentum Contemporary Ballet, Campus Crusade, and the Association of the Business of Sports. So I'm having an amazing time here, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
The financial support provided by the Crosswhite Award has been instrumental toward my research and continued progress in my PhD program. It has helped me to attend 2 international mathematics education conferences where I've presented my work It has also helped me purchase equipment to conduct research interviews remotely for my dissertation and to offer compensation to the students who have participated in my research.
This scholarship has allowed me to realize that I want to work with the younger population of special ed students, and that I think my abilities will be best suited for their age range. And I also realized that I want to stay here in Columbus to pursue my career of being an intervention specialist.
Your generous contributions have allowed me to continue making progress toward my degree during this very stressful year, because I haven't had financial worries to distract me. I wish we could be together in person for me to thank you, but please know that your kindness means so much.
For each student, going to the conferences is a very good opportunity to communicate with other students, scientists, and experts in our area of research. But it's not cheap for each student to go there because of the registration fee, abstract fee, flight, and accommodation fee. So your support help us to don't be worried about some of these financial issues. Thank you.
I really appreciate the donors' kindness. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I have been traveling in China for about 8 months. The all promised fellowship can now be distributed to my account. Without regular money, my financial status became very terrible. However, the EHE scholarship is the only financial aid I received last year. That makes me realize that someone really cares about me.
Thank you so much for your scholarship. It means so much to my family and me, and I'm just so thankful for your support.
I was able to put the money that I would normally put towards tuition, towards buying clothes for student teaching next year, because that's an expense that seems like it wouldn't be much, but it's a lot to buy all those clothes. So I really appreciate your generosity in helping me out.
I can spend my time outside of class really working on lesson planning and engaging the kids with fun lessons rather than worrying about working in my downtime. And also that money can get put into more fun labs if I have to get stuff at a store before class and stuff like that. So thank you again.
Because of your continued generosity, I've been able to complete my last internship, student teaching at Pettisville High School in Pettisville, Ohio. I'm so thankful to have this opportunity, and it's all because of your generous donation and support of future teachers.
I'm a 4-year recipient of the Marilyn Ruth Hathaway Education Scholarship, and with scholarships and funds like those, I've been able to go on 2 different 10-day study abroad trips to Ecuador and Israel. I can't thank donors like you enough for your generosity and helping students like me achieve great things at The Ohio State University.
I got the funding to be able to do the research on the student with autism spectrum disorder. I also used the funding to do the continuing education unit for my behavior analyst BCBA licensure. And I also used the funding to get a better equipment for my YouTube channel, and the channel is about advocating for the people with special needs and about ABA, which is Applied Behavior Analysis.
This amount of scholarships has been used to cover part of my tuition fees, which really helped me to share some financial burden with my parents. So they were so glad to hear this big news, and they said they were so proud of me. So thank you again for your contribution, and I will never stop keeping going. I will never stop striving for my better future career.
These scholarships have tremendously helped me because I am a self-funded student. They also allow me not to be in a great amount of debt.
I just want to give a huge shout out to all the scholarship donors. You guys are the reason why I'm able to pursue my childhood dreams of becoming a registered dietitian at The Ohio State University. Your financial support and love has allowed me to join several organizations on campus, such as the Health Sciences Scholars, the Food and Nutrition Forum, and the Student Dietetic Association. I've been able to meet lifelong friends and build connections through these clubs. Thank you all again, it means so much.
Hello, my name is Tarina Joanne Matthews Davis, and I am excited and honored to be a part of the 2021 Scholarship Celebration. I can tell you that my memory at Ohio State started when I was 7 years old and my grandfather took me to my very first Ohio State football game. I will never forget the feeling that I had when my grandmother dropped us off on the corner of Lane and High, and we walked hand in hand down to the Ohio Stadium. And the feeling that I got when I walked into the shoe for the first time is a feeling that I will never forget. My family always wanted me to go to Ohio State. I decided that I wanted to go out and forge a path of my own and not actually go from high school with all my friends here in Columbus and go right to Ohio State. So I decided to go to another university outside of the state of Ohio for my undergraduate degree. I am so fortunate to have had a mother who said, you know what, you go where you want to go and I will find a way to make it happen. I am the product of a single parent. I am a first-generation college student, and it was because of my mother's sacrifice and her determination and her resilience that afforded me the opportunity to go out of state to achieve my undergraduate degree. However, my family was very adamant that when it came to graduate school, there was no other place but The Ohio State University. I am so excited to say that they pressured me, but it was a great decision. Upon graduating with my undergraduate degree, I was a middle school math and Spanish teacher for 2 years, and then I returned to Ohio State as a graduate assistant to the Office of Residence Life, where I was the assistant hall director in Lincoln Tower. That started 12 years of complete excitement and bliss to work with our undergraduate student population here at Ohio State. During those 12 years, I had the amazing opportunity to transition in many roles throughout the university. My second area of excitement was when I received my master's in human resources from the Fisher College of Business in 1998. Upon receiving my master's in human resources, I began to work in the Fisher College of Business as the associate director of MBA admissions and recruitment. Again, another exciting opportunity to share the greatness that Ohio State had to offer all potential students. So you ask, why am I a donor? Well, I am a donor because, as I mentioned earlier, I am a first-generation college student. And I know what a scholarship will do to assist another first-generation college student. And I'm also a student of color, and I'm also a woman. And I know that all of those things can be helpful to that population of students. And so it's my obligation to give back to so many who gave back to me. And because of what Ohio State gave to me, it is the foundation for who I am today. And the connection and the alumni base that I have, I know that I can go nowhere in the world without meeting someone who's wearing an Ohio State shirt or any Ohio State attire, and I say OH, and I know that the response will be IO. That makes me a proud Buckeye. I give back to Ohio State not only because of what it gave to me, but because of what it means to my family. When my family sees Ohio State, particularly my mom, she just beams with excitement. When I was a student here at Ohio State, my mom never wanted to go to an Ohio State football game because my mother's an entrepreneur. So if she doesn't work, she doesn't eat. And so taking off on a Saturday, which essentially is an entire day, would impact how we lived. So when I graduated, though, all of a sudden she said, you know what, I want to go to a game. Took her to her first game, and she, like everyone else, is now in love with Ohio State University. So I dedicated this scholarship, or named this scholarship, in honor of my mother, because I know the sacrifice that she made for me. And I know, and I want to give back to others who also are making a sacrifice. I had a role model when I was in grad school. Professor T.K. Daniels was the first African-American teacher that I had outside of my second grade teacher in all of my education. Now, Dr. Daniels was very tough. He was probably the toughest faculty member, but what he taught me was the importance of giving back. He could have had a very lucrative law career, working for a law firm, making a great deal of money, but he took the time and the responsibility to educate us on higher ed law through the College of Education. And for him, I'm forever grateful. He also taught me the importance of doing your research, having your facts, and then coming forward with your facts to make your point in a clear and concise manner. I will say that my favorite experience with Dr. Daniels is when I was in his class and I actually earned a B. So we have this saying in grad school, B's get degrees, but B's were not okay for me. And I knew that he was very tough. So I had to have all my facts together before I went to his office to say, how did I get a B and what do I need to do to get an A? And upon putting all my facts together, going to Dr. Daniel, he will say, I'm one of the few students who actually convinced him to change their grade. But I was successful. And I was only successful because he taught me exactly what I needed to do to get that grade changed. And I've used all of that in my professional career. So in my professional life, I'm charged with the awesome responsibility of exposing students to what it takes to be successful in corporate America. So when I was invited to be on the inaugural board of the Consumer and Financial Services program, I was excited because it brings together both my purpose and my passion. My purpose is to expose college students to what it takes to be successful in corporate America. My passion is to work with college students. So very few times in your life do you have the opportunity for your purpose and your passion to come together, and I am privileged and honored to be a part of it. And so to wrap this all up, I want to say congratulations to the scholarship recipients, and I want to say thank you to The Ohio State University for allowing me the honor to be a donor. And I definitely would be remiss if I did not thank my husband for giving me the opportunity and the support to do this, and my mother for the sacrifice and the dedication and the resilience and the overcoming obstacles and the survivor that she is to get me to this point. So congratulations, go Bucks, and I live to embody how firm thy friendship, oh, hi, oh.
I would like to thank those involved with the Elizabeth Williams Scholarship. They have allowed me to buy books and other supplies to help me get through the last remaining semesters of my degree.
After graduating, I plan to work as a professor and teach education courses that will influence and shape the next generation of teachers and educators in this country. But aside from that, I'm also a husband and a father of 2 young boys. And so this scholarship was extremely impactful to my entire family.
This scholarship allowed me to focus on my dissertation and to present my research at virtual conferences. Thank you. With your generosity, I was able to prioritize data collection on my dissertation. This year, my dissertation focused on providing performance feedback to teachers of students with emotional and behavior disorders. Thank you for being a part of my journey to make transformational change in students with disabilities' lives.
This scholarship really helped me push past hard times, especially because math is a difficult subject, and knowing that people believed in me and who think I can achieve my goals really helped me feel good about myself and helped me push past the difficult classes.
I'd like to thank my donors so much for contributing to my education and allowing me to complete my senior year at OSU with less stress financially.
I am the fortunate recipient of the Slabaugh Scholarship, which has provided me with so much. It's allowed me to have my apartment, to have Wi-Fi, to have books and other things that I need to continue my studies, and has been transformative during this time for me.
I wanted to thank my donor for the Lillian Lewis Marquand Scholarship. I'm so grateful that I've been able to receive this funding and be working and doing school at the same time.
When I received the news that I was gifted a scholarship from the Virginia Hutchinson Bachelor Scholarship as well as the Lavelle Wood Development Fund, I was overjoyed. In fact, I can't even begin to describe to you how much that positively impacted me. From raising my self-esteem to just lifting that stress off my shoulders. Due to your generous donation, I've been able to focus more on the college experience instead of worrying about my financial issues. Too often, I believe, do students sacrifice experiences due to their financial troubles, and it is a problem I really hope to help solve someday. You have inspired me to help my fellow students as well.
With your help, not only have I been able to achieve academically, but I've also been able to be a member of the Ohio State University Marching Band for 4 years. In that time, I have formed wonderful lifelong friendships, worked incredibly hard to become a head squad leader, and was even lucky enough to be selected by my peers as the most inspirational bands person for the 2020 season.
I want to extend my gratitude to my scholarship donor, Dr. Rudine Sims Bishop. The books pictured behind me are a small sampling of the literature purchased with my scholarship that has aided me in my research focus of the representation of Black teens in young adult literature and the use of that literature in the secondary English classroom.
I'm a recipient of the Bandy Hendon Scholarship, and I just wanted to give a huge thank you and to show my gratitude.
With this scholarship, I've been able to further my education in ways that I was not able to do so in the past. This semester, I currently started my first year placement at Graham Elementary and Middle School, and I've been loving it so far.
This scholarship has financially supported my education, and because of its support, I was able to get a 4.0, taking 18 credit hours during a global pandemic this fall semester.
As a father of 3 children and the sole source of income for my family, this scholarship was invaluable in helping cover the extra expenses associated with my schooling, such as books and additional fees.
Being able to take so many great classes about language to increase my language ability and also learn how to teach it, while also being able to volunteer in the community in serving the Spanish-speaking communities of Columbus while also being able to teach in the local schools. So thank you so much again, and I really appreciate it.
Because of you all, I'm able to participate in my dream internship at a career center here in the Columbus area. And so not only are you making a difference in my lives, but in the lives of my students as well.
Without your scholarships, I wouldn't have been able to take the time to study and really focus on my school these past couple of semesters, which I believe really gave me the edge in applying for the MDN program here at OSU. And I just found out I got in.
This scholarship has not only allowed me to self-fund my way through graduate school and remain debt-free, but it's also allowed me to better help my clients at my internship site, so children, teens, and adults who are struggling with their mental health right now. And that in itself is a beautiful thing.
I've been able to buy some textbooks and also undertake some research. In November, I did a presentation at a conference, and I'm currently on course to graduate, hopefully in 2023 or 2024. So I just want to say a big thank you to you.
Thank you so much for your scholarship. It has allowed me to continue my studies at Ohio State for another year, which truly means a lot. Within this past year, I've had the opportunity to serve as one of the first-year experienced peer leaders, helping students transition from orientation all the way to their second semester. It has allowed me to really see the different career possibilities that exist within higher education and has caused me to consider that as a career field for myself.
This scholarship has been such a blessing in my life and has allowed me to focus less on working as many hours during the school year, and has allowed me to invest in different student organizations that I'm a part of, one of which being Student Alumni Council, and I was recently elected as the executive assistant for next year.
And this has just been such a blessing because now I'm able to go on and get my master's degree starting this fall in social work. Thank you so much.
Thanks to your scholarship, I was able to participate in a research with Nationwide Children's Hospital on students with autism. And I was able to learn and understand how research in special education looks like, and as well as learn valuable skills that will help me during the workforce.
Because of your generosity, I was able to take the semester off work to focus 100% on my student teaching. So I am able to put all of my energy into preparing for each day to make sure that my students have the best learning experience possible.
If it weren't for people like you, I would not be in this program. I'm extremely grateful for my education. I've always wanted to be a teacher, and because of you, you're able to make that dream come true. So thank you.
Because of your generosity, I've been able to gain countless experiences, such as working as a child care volunteer at the OSU Child Care Center, work physical activity, as well as their physical literacy, as well as I've been able to volunteer in our exercise physiology labs at The Ohio State University. Again, I want to thank you so much for believing in my future and your generosity towards my education.
And I would just like to say a special thank you to all the people involved with the Kenneth R. Kornhauser Scholarship. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome semester. I was able to avoid taking out any student loans. I was able to pay for it in full with the help of your scholarship, and accept my first position in the real world. So thank you for helping me get a head start on my savings account and just in life.
Something that has come from this scholarship is just being able to spend less time working and more time learning. For example, I've been a part of a club called Empower Sports OSU, where we play with kids with autism for an hour each week. We help them with social interaction and really just try to make sports fun. In addition to that, I've been a care provider for a teenage girl with Down syndrome and autism for a couple of years. I really can't thank you enough for this opportunity. It has been so wonderful, and I know that without your support, I really wouldn't be where I'm at.
And something that you guys have made possible is I didn't have to have a job these past 2 semesters to provide for books and supplies that I needed, and I was able to focus on some of my harder classes, one of them being Braille, and I was able to learn to read and write Braille and do an amazing job of passing my class. And I wanted to share a little note that I wrote for you guys, so thank you so much, and here it is.
Thank you so much for the scholarship and for the opportunity to focus on my studies and my research without some of the financial burden that comes with higher education. I'm so excited to have this opportunity and to be able to give back to the community through my therapy practice.
I don't think I could have made it through college as an adult, returning to school without the support of all of the incredible donors who made me able to focus on what I needed to with my studies and graduate summa cum laude in December. So I'm happy to report I'm already teaching in a local school district, and my education from OSU made all of that possible.
This scholarship is not only a thing for balancing my tuition fee, it is more like a thing for making me feel more confident and promoting my personal value.
And I would like to thank my scholarship donor for helping me achieve my goal of becoming an educational administrator.
I think the reason that I received this scholarship is that the donor wants me to share my knowledge with others. So I'm going to do my best to study and research and share my quantitative research knowledge as much as possible with others.
With this award, I was really able to focus on my dissertation this past year, doing all my data collection and analysis, looking specifically at free speech events on college campuses. So with that support, I am on track to defend this coming month and graduate in May.
This school year I received the Marilyn Ruth Hathaway Education Scholarship. So for me, that's meant that I haven't had to work full time for the first time as a student, and that's been a pretty big deal as a student taught this fall, which is pretty demanding. And then right now I'm able to really focus on finishing up my degree, and then you begin the job hunting process so I can really kind of dive into my career. So it's been just a monumental difference maker. So I cannot say thank you enough.
It's a dream for me to be in this program, to focus on applied behavior analysis, so that, because it's one of my goals to use what I've learned to take it back home to Nigeria, and also to introduce applied behavior analysis treatment to the special education world in Nigeria.
I've been student teaching virtually in Columbus City schools, and it has been an amazing experience. I'm even teaching AP chemistry students. I also continue to tutor OSU students in math and science for a few hours every week. I'm extremely grateful to be a recipient of the Harry C. Morse Scholarship.
I am so thankful for my scholarship. It made a lot of things possible for me. I can
worry about my schoolwork and put all that I can into that instead of having to work at the same time I'm going to school, which is a huge load off. It also takes a lot of pressure off of my family. They have always provided for me and done the best they can, but this takes another load off of them and is for me as well, and I'm so grateful for that.
I just wanted to thank you so much for gifting me this scholarship. It's just broadened my educational horizons in so many ways that I couldn't imagine. It's made me realize that my love of service that I've just always had connects really well with the hospitality industry, and it's led me to my ideal career path of becoming a hotel general manager someday.
Thank you to the generous sponsors and donors of these scholarships. I've used the funds from these scholarships to move into this wonderful new apartment that I'm currently sitting in, made possible by your generous donations. Thank you very much.
As a grad student, attending academic conferences is an important part of my professional development and building a network of research contacts. The funds made available through scholarships have given me the confidence and means to reach my goals. As I enter the final year of dissertation writing, the funds have also made it possible for me to procure the books I need for my research.
Thanks for your generous support, which allows me to focus more on my academic work. Currently, I'm working on a research project trying to support teaching staff to using video prompting as an intervention to support students' vocational skill acquisition.
After I graduate, I plan to become a high school teacher. As an out-of-state student from St. Louis, Missouri, the scholarship I received has helped me pay for tuition and afford an apartment. And in my program, they don't offer any culinary courses, so with some of the scholarship money, I've been able to purchase supplies and food that I've used to help teach myself how to cook, so that one day I can teach my own students.
I'm here to thank the Cushman Scholarship for awarding this scholarship. It has been great for just a little bit of that extra stress relief so I can actually focus more on my research with my patients, working on bladder cancer, knee osteoarthritis, breast cancer, and working with my team. It's been great, so thank you so much for the donation.
The funds you provided paid for not only my tuition, but are also helping fund my 3 research projects needed for my dissertation. After I am confirmed as a doctor, I went to be a professor at a university in Ohio. Ohio is my home, and as your donor recipient, I hope knowing that you selected someone who wants to stay here has confirmed that you made the right decision in your scholarship selection process.
This scholarship has truly changed my life. Since I am paying for college entirely on my own, this scholarship has allowed me to go to school this year at OSU. To take classes, yes, but really to be involved in this campus community, because you have played an absolutely crucial part in helping me fulfill my goal of positively benefiting students through teaching.
My hope is to enter the mental health field, helping others cope and teaching them skills that will improve their lives. This dream has in part been made possible with your help, and I can hope to pay forward that kindness in my career someday.
I am also a wife, a mother of 4, an assistant principal, and also a scholar. And I'm a recipient of the Dr. Charles Hancock Graduate Scholarship Fund in Urban Education, and I'm eternally grateful for the support that the scholarship has provided. It's covered my tuition and fees, and also covered some dissertation-related expenses so that I can focus on completing my dissertation so that I can finally defend and participate in the spring 2021 commencement.
Last year, I was the fortunate recipient of the Education Alumni Scholarship. With the pandemic, it put a lot of students like myself, off-campus commuter, in a bit of an unsteady situation, financial instability. We just weren't really sure. With the help of your guys' donation, we were able to be mentally stable and continue on in our studies and come out on the other side just as strong as we came in.
A big thank you to McNeil Sigrist Endowment Scholarship that I had received. It helped me buy textbooks and really learn.
I'm studying the education for deaf and hard of hearing students. Thanks to this scholarship, I can save my educational expenses, and it allows me to focus more time on what I'm studying.
If it wasn't for you guys and it wasn't for this school, I would not be able to go to school because I can't afford college on my own.
And I would never be able to think about studying abroad, which is something that I've always wanted to do. And hopefully with COVID being gone next year, hopefully I will be able to do that with the scholarships that were provided to me.
Thank you so much for this scholarship that helped, honestly, me get into the program of my dream and hopefully pursuing my future career of teaching. It definitely helped me start in the time I planned, and lowered my stress levels. Thank you so much.
Had a really weird housing situation this year, as a lot of students have, and it would have been very difficult for me to focus on school and the future students I'm going to help if I didn't have that extra boost from my donors.
The only barrier to me working toward this degree was the financial implications it would have on my family. And your generosity made it so that that was something I didn't have to worry as much about. I am learning so much at Ohio State. I'm only in year one, and I feel like the axis has changed a little bit on my little corner of the earth. And I hope to take that learning and really make a difference in the next chapter of my professional life. So thank you so much. And I hope someday to pay it forward.
First, I would like to say congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients. In this most challenging of times, your hard work and dedication towards your education will truly pay off. Second, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much to all of our wonderful and generous donors. Your donations in the form of these scholarships will help change our students' lives. And in turn, our students will help change the world. I truly believe that. And that is why I think that I have one of the best jobs in the university, because I get to administer scholarships to students. Over the past 18 years, I worked in the Office of Student Financial Aid. The past 10 of those years, I worked with scholarship administration. I was able to work with the following colleges here at Ohio State: the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences, the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Education and Human Ecology, and several others. I also worked with several large external donors with administering their funds to our students. And that's why I've been able to see firsthand how scholarships can help change a student's life. And I also know from my own personal experience that a scholarship, no matter how small, can really transform a student's life, not only the student's life, but also their families in the future as well. Like I said, I think I have one of the best jobs at the university. So I really am looking forward to working with our students, our faculty and staff, in helping administer our scholarships, and working with the honor students as well. Thank you very much, have a great day, and go Bucks!
Hello everyone, my name is Kamari Snipes Thomas, and I am honored to have been selected to speak at this year's scholarship celebration as the student's keynote speaker. I am a first-generation college student, which means that I'm the first person in my immediate family to attend college and university post-graduating from high school. I am a third-year undergraduate student here at Ohio State in the College of Education and Human Ecology Special Education undergraduate program. I'm from Lorain, Ohio. And lastly, I like to say that I am a Weiler Scholarship recipient. So I'm super grateful and appreciative for all that they do for me. 2020 and 2021 have both been years of things that we never would have imagined happening in our undergraduate student careers here at Ohio State. I know that some people thrive in online environments and some folks don't. For me, I live on campus. I'm a resident advisor in one of Ohio State's residence halls. So with that job, it's a really in-person position. Having to talk to residents on the fly, having to host and create programming for first-year students, and having to create community within halls on campus. I feel like all of that requires a lot of in-person preparation, and without that, this past year has been difficult to create community and to help with retention of our students. But we still rise, and we do figure out ways to, I guess, manage. There have been some positives. I know personally I got to practice some skills that I was not the best in pre-COVID, like technology. Technology has always been something that I struggled with in the past, and having to rely so heavily on it recently, I think that I've got a better grip and handle on how to manage and navigate that better. So that's definitely one of the pros. This pandemic has really put a really large emphasis on appreciating the now, appreciating what privileges and what things you have right now that can instantly go away. The scholarship support that I received from EHE is super critical. By receiving the Weiler Scholarship, I definitely have had a stress lifted off of my shoulders. I don't have to worry about meeting financial, deadlines set up by the financial aid office. I don't have to worry about any of those concerns because my scholarships have put me in the position to graduate debt-free, which is amazing for me. My mom, single parent household, has 2 kids, me and my twin sister. So we both were going off to college at the same time. That was going to put a large toll on my mom's back. But luckily and thankfully, I was blessed enough to have the scholarship donors here at Ohio State, specifically the Weiler Scholarship and Morrill Scholarship. There are so many different people from so many different walks of life. We have such a diverse student body within our college, but it is also important to note that we all share one main commonality, and that's being a part of that family. Being a part of the EHE family is something that I cherish and something that I'm appreciative of every day. I know that there are many other colleges at Ohio State, but I'd like to think that the College of Education and Human Ecology, that group of staff members and that group of students, it's important because we're all going out into fields that require us to have a firm basis in mentorship, a firm basis in equity, and understanding of how important access is to all people. Thank you again for this opportunity, and go Bucks!
OH, good afternoon. This is Pablo Banos with the Office of Advancement. Today, I am here to talk about impact, the transformational impact that you, donors, had in the lives of our students during this past academic year. Thanks to your generosity, our college was able to make $1.6 million in scholarship funds. That is impressive, especially during a year of uncertainties. Because of your investments, students like Rebecca from Linwood, California, a first-generation college student, can continue to pursue her PhD in higher education and student affairs. Zach from Powell, Ohio, a junior in hospitality management, was able to start an internship as well as a remote mentorship experiences. On a personal note, I too was the beneficiary of a scholarship a few years ago, which enabled me to pursue my education in the US. For this reason, I am always looking forward to celebrating this special event with the College of Education in Human Ecology, 100,000 alumni, and many donors. Thank you. Together, we change the lives of our students. Go Bucks!